All right, hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Safari Arie Road Show. This is where you can get your questions answered. We actually go to Facebook and ask Arie's following just any questions you have regarding his trip. Submit your questions. Go to facebook.com/Safari Arie, and you might be in a future episode of the Road Show. Arie, how's it going?
Going good. How about you?
Not too bad. So everybody's getting a little stir crazy sitting at home during this COVID-19 pandemic. How you holding up?
Pretty much the same. Going stir crazy.
Going stir crazy.
Truth be told, I got to be honest, not a whole lot has been happening. Mostly just puttering away on my laptop.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sort of stuck on a fourth floor apartment. My bike is big and heavy, doesn't fit in the elevator. I do have regular tires coming any day, which would make it a little bit easier going up and downstairs without the studded tires. So when they get when those tires show up, I'll probably try to get some pedaling done. But until then, it's sort of sitting in front of the computer day in, day out kind of deal, getting bored like everybody else.
Yep.
So not a lot to report on. But anyways,
It's like we're homesick, but in a different sense. It's like we're sick of home.
yes. Yes. Oh, yes.
But
Yes. Get me out of here.
It's funny, like, because my wife and I we like to people watch from our living room window. Not in a creepy way, but like, oh, there's someone we have, like someone who lives like down the road from us, but we never see them outside. But now we're seeing them. It's just weird how the human brain works. When we're told not to do something, we just got to do it. It's just weird. But anyway, we're going to jump right to Facebook here. Like I said, we go to Facebook, find out what Arie's fans are wondering about, what they're curious about, and we try to answer them on here. So the first question we have is from Jean. Now, I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right this time, because the last time I was butchering names left and right. Jean Arcangeli. Jean Arcangeli.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Jean. I hope I got that right. She asks, and I'm assuming it's a she, in your travels, what is your greatest daily challenge, something you have to consider almost every day?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't really, greatest challenge. I guess technically the greatest challenge is where am I going to sleep that night?
Right.
That being said, I don't give too much thought about that until I get towards the end of the day, simply because I don't know what's going to happen throughout the day. I may run into someone midway through the day, and all of a sudden that completely changes my trajectory. So I don't give too much thought until I get towards the end of the day. That being said, usually when you find your place, it is very rarely is it difficult to figure out where you're going to sleep. What I mean by that is the place just kind of shows up, and it's kind of a no-brainer. It's like, yes, that's where I'm sleeping, and then that's the way you go with it. So probably the biggest challenge, but something I don't really give too much thought to until the end of the day.
Interesting. Cool. James Berg asks, what inspires your attraction towards churches?
Oh, okay. So that's in relation to the thousands and thousands of photos I've probably taken of them.
Really cool too.
I gotta be honest. In one sense, there is really no, I'm gonna call it real attraction to churches, other than I enjoy photography. And when you're in the middle of the winter, there's not really a whole lot of things to take photos of, unless it's like right after a snowstorm and everything is really beautiful and pretty with white. If it isn't for that, then the landscape isn't conducive to a lot of photography, and I actually enjoy taking photos. And the reality is churches are actually, the architecture, I mean, some of them are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Right.
And so I just, like I said, I like to take photos, and they're interesting. So that's why I take photos of them.
Yeah, for sure. Your photography I think is phenomenal. I'm not a photographer, but like when I'm on your website going through your stuff, it's just like you have an eye for, I don't know what the word is. You have an eye for what looks good, I guess. It's really good.
You know what? I'm actually, I I have no training,
No?
and I look at other people's photos, and I'm inspired by them. I definitely have a tremendous amount to learn. There's a lot of photos that I definitely miss.
Yeah,
But you get better with every day.
for sure. Jake Voles, he asks, what has been your biggest obstacle so far? And you can't say COVID-19.
Biggest obstacle. Think. Um, Honestly, you know what? It's I mean, I deal with cold weather, or I dealt with cold weather,
Yeah.
but it wasn't so bad. It wasn't so horrible. Actually, so I guess okay. So probably now that I'm thinking about it, sort of gets back to Jean's first question is what's the biggest like she asked about the challenge. Every once in a while I find myself in a city, or I did find myself in a city where there was no place to camp. I really had to kind of look around, just because sometimes when you're in a city, finding a campground can be or not campground, a camping spot that's sort of somewhat hidden is can be a bit of a challenge. And so there's been a few times, I think like at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I was pedaling around a city, no clue where I was going to spend the night, and it's like, really, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I have no idea where I'm going to sleep for the night. So I had a couple times like that. The last time, memory serves me correct, was Lévis, Quebec, right before I took the ferry into Quebec City.
Okay.
I remember pedaling around at like 2 o'clock in the morning. No, sorry, it wasn't 2. It was like around midnight. Midnight. I could not find a place to camp.
Yeah, like you'll see, I think they're on your website, but I know they're on your Facebook, of pictures of you just outside of a Tim Hortons, like beside this giant commercial sign. It's like this random spot.
Yeah.
I can see that being a bit of a challenge. Next question is from Ellen Hurl. I would like to know if your current bike will last the full journey. If it won't work for the full journey, have you taken that into consideration? What steps will you take along the way to refresh, so to speak, your equipment?
Yes, Ellen. Ellen is my good friend from Hamilton, Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can hardly wait to get to Hamilton to visit with her. Anyways, I'd like to think that my bike will survive the better part of the entire trip. I mean, obviously things will break, components will break or wear out, and you just simply replace those as you need to do so. I've already gone through one chain. I had to replace my chain in Truro, Nova Scotia. I forget how many kilometers. I was a little bit surprised. I thought I would have gotten way more kilometers out of my bike chain than I did, but I don't know. I think it's like every 5,000 kilometers you should replace your chain. But mine went through. I went through it a lot quicker just because of the salt and the grime on the snow-covered roads. Yeah, if I recall, the chain is the only thing I've replaced. But yeah, so just components. I mean, yes, eventually they will wear out, and you just replace them as you go.
Cool.
But the plan is the bike lasts the entire trip. At least it better,
That's the hope.
considering how much money I spent on it.
Cool. And Dave White and Richard Arland, they had a similar question, so I kind of combined them into one question. Is there a comfy bike seat that you recommend, and how have you dealt with saddle sores, quote unquote?
Well, I have the Brooks England Cambium C17 carved all-weather saddle. Brooks is kind of the go-to when it comes to bike seats. I also use padded shorts, and between the two, it sort of serves the purpose. When it comes to, like, for someone that's inquiring about, well, what kind of seat should I get? Brooks is kind of the go-to when it comes to long distance cycling. That being said, there's a tremendous amount of variety out there, and sometimes you just sort of have to try. With the bike shorts, the one like I said, the Brooks Cambium, it works good for me. I don't know whether or not it's the most comfortable, but I enjoy it.
Now, did you have to learn the hard way, or did you have a comfortable seat right from the get-go?
Yeah, no, this Brooks, the Brooks saddle came with the bike itself.
Oh, okay. I see.
Now
What
the
you're saying. Okay.
originally it was the all leather one that came with the bike, and it was
Mm,
recommended that I switch to the all weather instead of the leather
gotcha.
one. And so I did switch to an all weather one because my bike would be exposed to all sorts of different weather. Um, and so
Gotcha.
yeah, but it's the bike seat that came with the bike.
Oh, good. It's good to hear. And that's what we're going to conclude with. I'm going to slap in a bonus question here. This is from yours truly. What's
Sure.
something unique about Arie Huggabug that no one else knows about?
Oh crap. That nobody. The thing is if you go to the website, there's pretty much not too much that you won't find.
This is true.
So that's the thing is what nobody knows about. Um, I'm a fussy eater.
Oh, yeah?
Most people would know about that because,
Yeah.
especially when you go to a host, you kind of have to eat everything that's put in front of you, and so that's actually something. You got me good. I'm a fussy eater. Yeah, I'm a fussy eater. But I have to eat everything that's put in front of me at a host.
You have
place.
to. You can't say no to a free meal.
No, exactly.
Well, there you go, folks. Thanks, guys, for watching. This has been another episode of the Safari Arie Road Show. Please subscribe, leave us a comment, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.